JCCR Racing, where we are trying to go from, well, the D League all the way to the B League in roughly a 2-week period. So let's see if we can make this happen. How can it be done? How can it be done, and how fast can it be done? If learning and growing sounds good to you, come on and join us over at Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. You can even be part, just come in for the live streams, drop some comments and be part of that JCCR pit crew. Or you can go as far as even joining the JCCR racing team. Just talk to Philness, GT, or Super Doofus. Yes, let's try to get it 3 repeat night and try to get a top 5. We got 2 in a row last night, top 5s. We might have gotten a 2nd or 3rd, then followed by 2 top 5s. Well, 2 5th positions. Still top 5. So Ronan, thank you for making it in. And we did 2-3 laps of practice with the Ferrari right before coming on the live stream. Hoping if we can avoid getting crashed, and we're a little defensive on these turns, hoping we can pick up some tight positions and make it into B, because last night we were racing against many B racers in the C League, so they're the most dangerous of the B League, mixed in with some C, and that usually means, Super Doofus, that usually does mean that you're about to get dropped in to the next league, so we're 1 top 3 position away. If we don't, if we manage to get a top 5 again, we'll be 1 top 3 position away. We did not defend that, so we gave it away pretty easy there. We need to be in the middle of the track to not give away that position. And we might get banged on the straightaway here, so try and keep some distance. But luckily we got some distance off that one. Ooh. Oh, I thought it was last minute braking, but we got through just decently. We'll get a pass on Woody. Some interesting colors. Must like the Nike shoes. So here we go. Up 1 position. We are in 4th, trying to make it happen. Because I'm sure if we get a podium finish top 3, we're going straight to the B League, and that'll be a 2-week period from going from D, a solid D driver, to the B. And that's called a really bad, unsuccessful dive through the corner, because not only did he get the hit, not a big hit on us, that's okay, but he just drove right through, so the hit just only slowed himself and us down. Oh, and we've been hit. I was going slow, but they could have definitely avoided me because they're also going slow. We're all going slow. Side side. We'll be solidly stuck in C. We'll go about to middle C if we get a last place finish, and a couple of those, and I guess we'll be back in D. So let's see what tonight has in store. Yeah, that was Mario time, because that was definitely 100% highly likely that was a deliberate hit, since we're all going slow and I was leaving space. And we're out of the turn, so out of the turn, it's easy to dodge. Middle of the turn, well, you might hit someone just because you're taking a line and they're, well, in your way. But coming out of a turn, lots of space. So I guess it won't be a 4th top 5 in a row. Unless there's some sort of wild racing. But oddly, last night we just stayed out of all the trouble because almost every racer had their safety rating dropped. Sardinia has been a very violent track. Except this was the first time that it's been violent for us. And, well, the Ferrari is a lightweight. It has incredible turn-in, great acceleration. Hey, Philness GT, but it is a total lightweight when it comes to getting hit. Philness GT, good evening. Howdy, my friend. Just started the live by saying people can join the JCCR Racing Pit Crew by making it into the streams, dropping some advice, asking some questions, or ask Philness GT or Super Doofus about joining the team. Philness GT, our head coach, Frumpy Legend. Good evening, sir. That is a mighty handsome photo you've got yourself there. Good actor profile and actor profile pic. Very cool. Hey, we can't all be models. Some of us have got to look like myself. Get that averaging. All right, through here, and we are. Actually, I thought that was going to be pretty bad. Ronan, good day, Mr. Ronan 47, with the best. I think one of the best dogs you can have. Other than their hip defect, they're just absolutely fantastic dogs. Now, I'm not realizing who had a channel, so Super Doofus, fill me in who has a channel here. I can definitely check it out and subscribe after the races. Unless I've got two poodles, and they're pretty hot and bothered by each other at the moment. So unless they cause me more trouble, because gotta do what I can to keep them from waking up the baby. So maybe there'll be some freebies dropped, but boy did we ever got beaten out of that one quarter, which is too bad. We're up in fourth, doing our thing. But I had caught a little gravel, so that really did slow me down. Philness GT, thank you very much. Yes, kindness is free, and a great free act of kindness is to hit that thumbs up button. But it's good for us all, because it'll help our community grow. Let's get the JCCR community bigger and bigger. Let's get the Sim Racing League 32 positions filled up. Oh, Frumpy, you've got a channel. Very cool. And I'm assuming it's under the name Frumpy. Hey, iSquirrel86. Good evening, sir. One of the original watchers of the channel when we had, what, maybe like 80 subscribers? Ooh. Feel like I should have been going through there just a wee bit faster. And yes, folks, check out Philness GT as well as Super Doofus. Check out their YouTube channels, and I'm going to be checking out Frumpy this evening. Give them a good old thumbs up and subscribe. Kindness is free, and I can actually see some other cars now. My goodness. The doggy icon from up is awesome. Oh, don't unghost at the wrong time. Oh yeah, this is a bloodbath. Call O Duty. Can't remember who called, Ronan calling that there'd be positions given up. And you're right, perseverance and persistence. And we'll be climbing back up the ladder. I'm surprised. C-League, my goodness. C is for clown, I guess. Because I think those major crash outs were due to collision. Okay, I guess I'll draft this Viper. Despite catching a little bit of wall, is still quick. 25 seconds off first. Don't think I'll be catching that up within 4 turns. Let's see if we can grab 11th though. Oh, the Viper is fast on takeoffs. I've got to nail the turns just right if I'm going to get a pass in. Or just stay here patiently, and he might have a little crash out. There you go. Buckled under the pressure, so that's a freebie for us. Well, freebie. We had to race safe and smart and not get impatient and try to do some sort of dangerous pass. I'm loving this race when I'm not the subject of abuse. Yeah, liking the race. liking the race, but not when it gets, mind you, I got punched out, but then again, I could have definitely saved myself from getting punched out had I not caught some gravel. That is right. Instead of retaliating, let's retaliate on that like button. Let me just catch into the live so when I miss some live chat, I can still catch what's going on. All right, so let's see how this shook out here. Yes, that's right. We got to race clean and prosper. All right, so I am... Okay, good. I'm in. And that's the worst we've done on this race so far. But that's just part of the process. Anytime you're trying to take on a new challenge, a new hobby, you got to just learn from the mistakes. So yeah, check out the Discord that Filmless GT got set up under JCCR Racing. And Super Doofus Tom got us a sim racing league going. And Tom and Filmless can tell you guys all about how to get into both of those. I love the fact that the top of the pack, even Dirt Viper was clean. And if Dirt Viper can be clean, everyone else can be clean. And I'm not sure what happened. Last night we were mixed in with B racers, dangerous B racers in the league. And now they're just not there. Despite our last race, we got fifth, and I think a second or a third position. So not sure what happened. Great name there with Iceman. But yeah, look at this. This is awful. Safety rating down. Oh, actually wasn't that bad of a race. Just got mixed in with the wrong crew. Be careful of who you have around you, both in racing and in life. As more than one ancient philosopher, and modern psychology loves to copy ancient philosophers and then say like, hey, look, I've discovered this and I've proven it. But we are mostly constituted, or who we are is essentially a mix of the 5 people we spend the most time around, so personalities do rub off. And I will do my best to be kind and positive and send out some positivity out into the world. Mr. Knight Rider Jim, good evening. How are you, friend? How are you doing? Let us know how you're doing, what you're driving, and how you're finding this week's race. So let's clearly get a little more practice. All right, so let's go to the global friends ranking here. Just want to say congratulations. All these great drivers. Wow, JCCR Jay Rizio really making it up there. Really close off of some very incredible times. JCCR Sosa, I think 145 and up is just quite good. 145 on this track isn't easy to get. It doesn't just come natural. Gotta rinse and repeat. Don't need the weather, but I do need some practice. So brake balance, I think -1. It's been just fine. Little overturn. I guess I was just a little too hard on the pedal there. Yes, Mr. Knight Rider Jim, glad you're in. Ooh. Oh, this is going to be reset. Oh, made it through. All right. I really thought the break point was far too late. Felt like we're going for the sand. Ooh, that is not the fast way around that turn. So let's chalk that up to just a little bit of learning from our mistakes. Oh, Mr. Knight Rider Jim, that is frustrating. At least it wasn't 15, 20, or 30 laps, but still frustrating. Yeah, I was also in 4th thinking I had a solid 4th coming up, and it did not go as planned. Yeah, Prost. Thank you very much, Mr. Knight Rider Jim. Nice Ferrari 458 profile pick right there. Try to get this 143 lower. I guess maybe I shouldn't go into the race league races without any practice. Tom, thank you very much for giving us the league updates over on Discord. All right, 110.6, that's not too shabby. I feel like this is going to be a low 144, just not quite cut it. Mid 144. GTR is, I think, a great overall take on any racetrack car. I think, Tom, that'd be a solid choice if you can get consistent with the GTR. And Supra's a go-everywhere car as well. Now, in the league, in the sim racing league, once we pick a car, we stuck to it for just the 2 races, or is it going to be for longer, like 10 races? If so, I think I'll probably stick it to put my faith in the 911, kind of my go-anywhere car. Mind you, this Ferrari has not betrayed me in... Oh, we can change the car every race. Fantastic. Oh, sticking it to the Viper. Oh, but then I lost it there with a slide for a moment, a brief moment. The Viper keeps getting away from me, and I'm not even keeping up to myself here. Well, let's see, the race is going to come down to how safe and smart we drive, as well as just remembering to apply basic racing techniques. Got to defend when it's time to defend, got to use the whole track when it's time to use the whole track. Just got to race safe and smart. All right, let's see where our 143 starts us. My goodness, okay, it's a fast C League. Schmelly up there, which we've raced with before. Pulling off a 142, and I think a pretty consistent 143, 144. See what we can do against these fast racers. What do you do when you're racing against people who are faster than you? Well, staying out of trouble, racing safe is usually a surefire way to move up the ladder, move up the pole. Whether it's moving into pole position or, you know, top 5 or top 8, you definitely, if you're trying to stay in your league, you definitely want to be in the top 8. If you want to be moving up in the league, top 5, especially first, second, or third, well, that'll definitely help you move into another league. I thought tonight we might even make it into the B League, since last night we did race against, was it maybe of the 16 drivers, maybe 4 to 6 of them were B racers with low ratings. low safety ratings. High speed, low safety. So let's see what we can do this fine evening. Thanks for making it in, and I really like, Jim, your advice. Yes, stay calm is a big one, and relax. I seem to race the fastest when I'm just relaxed. Oh yeah, overcooking the corners. The Ferrari, I love the turn-in, but with the strong brakes, I do, and the incredible turn-in, I do tend to burn the dinner. I overcook the turns quite a bit, and almost tempts me to try to get just consistent with this race, but with the 911. And of course, the Viper is a complete beast for taking hits from other cars. So if I continue to lose places from being attacked, I'll just have to drive the Viper. Dodge vehicles are made for violence. They're born from violence and continue to live in violence. Probably the brand that's had the most number of bullet holes in them. And violence is at their origin. Before the Dodge brothers created their company, the Dodge brothers were both major stakeholders in Ford. And interestingly enough, Henry Ford, who actually pretty much created the weekend. He created the weekend. He's the first industrialist to give people the weekend off because he wanted his workers to have a reason to buy the cars and to be able to have something to do, because most of them lived within walking distance of the factory, but it was the whole go for a Sunday drive principle, the idea that he was creating. And we get pushed right out by this pushy driver, Mr. Proctologist here, up in my business, did not need that exam. And so Henry Ford also doubled the average worker's wage to $5 a day, and that really upset the Dodge brothers. And then when he proposed to use the... Oh, and we get pushed again by someone... Father Fergal there, not really racing the track, just using us for brakes. So the Dodge brothers, when Henry Ford suggested that they actually pay for people's schooling and pay while they're at school, give them a salary, but that they only get their salary upon completion of the degree or the certificate, the Dodge brothers got pretty upset, and upset enough to actually take them to court and actually create the principle. It really changed how corporate America ended up progressing throughout history, because the Dodge brothers sued Henry Ford, saying that a corporation's only mission and purpose was to bring back profits to the shareholders, so that he actually made it illegal, for example, for an owner to do of a business that's, in the stock market and selling shares, to do something like pay for people's schooling and put aside a salary for them, pay them to go to school, really, and that when they graduate, they unlock the money to encourage them and to bring people out of poverty. Well, the Dodge brothers made that illegal, and it's one reason why I really don't want to ever own a Dodge product. Other than the Viper really tempting me, I think the Dodge brothers were two horrible people that kind of ruined what could have been, I think, in an alternate universe, had they not put about that court case, and won, there'd be more billionaires behaving the way Henry Ford had wanted to behave. That's to bring people out of poverty and make sure that they have good lives. So here we are in 8th. At least our C rating won't be affected if we can finish in 8th. Now I'm going to get my feathers unruffled from the Dodge brothers, bringing about that, I think, pretty much a pretty awful court case against Henry Ford. A little bit after the 1910s. 1913, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe get a pass in, because it is looking like there is a lot of fighting that's going on at Sardinia. Surprised that Monday and Tuesday night I didn't see any of that. Well, we saw it on the scoreboard. On the grid, everyone's safety ratings go down. Well, we got a clean race bonus actually on a few of the races. And I missed someone coming in and saying hi. I'm sorry, I'm going to catch that. Try to catch it on a straightaway. So middle of the track. They're either going to go in real dangerous to the middle and cook their turn. Oh no, they got a good pass. Fantastic. I overbraked, but they also got a classy pass there. So we are 9th. We definitely want to get that position back. Looks like we're going to give up one to the inside turn here, and he doesn't hit us. Fantastic. Well behaved. What was that, a Viper? Captain Senna, well behaved. Pulling the racecraft. The tight corners here do make it awfully easy to get speared. Even if you're defending the corner, you can get pushed out. Ooh, that Viper's coming out of nowhere really quick. So let me just move out of the way before I get punted. And he moves off the line. That was some proper race etiquette performed by Father Fuego. Alright, so Owl, thank you very much, Owl Eureko. Probably saying that wrong, but thank you for making it in and saying hi, dropping a little comment into the live stream. You're now in JCCR Racing Pit Crew, so any questions that you have, feel free. You can check out the JCCR Discord that's been set up by Philness GT and the Sim Racing League set up by Tom, that's Super Doofus. So yeah, the goal is if we can be violence-free for a few of these races and get back into the pace we had the last few nights. My goal was to go from I was hoping that we could go from the D League actually into the B League within a 2-week period. But that'll depend. We'll need to get a few podiums and a few top 5 races. We got to see those B racers racing in with us again. 14 seconds off first, so I'm just not cutting it. And 146, I need to get that pace down to about 144 consistent, the occasional 145. Super Doofus on the road. On the road again, taking care of business, getting the bills paid, and working hard. First is flying. Schmelly gets a whole lot of firsts. I'm surprised Schmelly isn't in the B League, because the few times we've raced him the last few nights, he's been just smashing that podium. Philness GT, let us know what brake controller are you using. Did I just see +2? Maybe I'm getting confused. I'd love to know, Philness, what you're driving this week at Sardinia and what your brake controller is at. Ooh, Schmelly picking up 1.5 seconds on us at the top there. We're now 16. I haven't been concentrating and nailing that turn quickly the way I should have been. But if we can pull off 8, at least we'll have protected our current C class rating. Definitely don't want to go down into D when the plan is to get into B. Alright, so let's see, what did I miss here? Wow, out your like, that is impressive. You got to B rating in 13 races. Wow, that must have been a lot of podiums and several, I'd bet that in those 13 races, you got several first place and a lot of second and thirds. Fantastic, mate. Very, very nice. Good job. All right, so we got our clean race bonus. Always nice. We've maxed out the safety rating. And let's see how it went. Wow, this was actually a nice clean race for the top 8 drivers. And the bottom 8, not that bad. Just a couple accidents here, whether they're bad eggs or just egg crackers. Deliberate or not, I just want to say, Schmelly, you're fast. Congratulations, mate. That's a few first places, several first places I've seen you pick up in the C League. Rodrigo, great work, a well-deserved second. Because of the clean race, we can see that you weren't deducted any points. Dirt Viper, again, up in the top 5. Great job, Dirt Viper, and good job racing it clean. So I just got to say, congratulations. And I also want to say that was a clean race for the most part. Great job. It's nice when it finishes up like that. And I want to say prost to you all. Cheers. No, that's right. We can't have D-class racing without the Super D. You got to stay there, Super D. That's your class, mate. You're right. All right, so I've got a dog situation going on, a sleeping baby, and 2 dogs that for the next week or so should not mix together. So I'm going to have to call this an early night. I'm also going to have to regroup and think about what car I need to use here. And actually, before we do that, let's just see what we can do with the Viper. It is the meta car. You'd think that we could do what needs to be done. And maybe with a few tips from the crew here. No, Super Doofus, you don't suck. It's a combination of us getting hit from other cars and having the time. You work a lot of hours the way I work a lot of hours. And getting fast is just about rinse and repeat. Now, I'd love to know anyone who's driving the Viper or anyone who's pretty good with brake balance on the cars. Let me know what I should be running the Viper at. I'll try it at -1 to start off with. Mind you, all the weight's over those front wheels, so it might cut me off from trail braking. So let's actually go to +2. And I will remove the pressure of having the world-class Ghost in front of us. Once you know the track, I think it's not that bad to actually remove it and just try to vibe with the track, get the hang of it, get the feel for it, really. Super Doofus, I love that. It's about having fun and not taking it so seriously that, you know, some cars, you see them, they're punting every car up the track because that extra position for them, you know, it's the end-all, be-all. Oh, okay, lead was at -5. Wow. So I guess maximum braking. Thing does just take off. Whew. Dirty Dodge Brothers. Sue the creator of our company because you just want a slight increase in your share price when it would have changed the world to have employees getting trained for free, sent to school for free, and getting paid to go to school with money unlocked upon graduation. Good point, Ronan. I just want the Viper to be able to be pedal down in that last turn and actually make it through the turn. So 147, way off. Maybe I should be following the Ghost. At this point, got to be able to drive the track fast. without a ghost in front of me because, well, you don't get the ghost in the race. Boy, this goes through second, third, and fourth awfully quickly. All right, I'm gonna have to catch that comment because it was pretty important. It seems like it will solve some problems for me, and the live stream actually often gets us anywhere from 2 to 5 seconds faster per week. I know we did start off at 147 and I wondered how I was going to get to 145. We definitely passed that now. Alright, so that's right, -2. I can't be so much on the brakes when I'm going through. A little less trail braking possibility. So I was pretty light on the brakes. Maybe it's my pedal adjustment, but I just was not getting rotation. Still having trouble to post my Ferrari times. Really love the turn in on the Ferrari. Alright, so let's see what Out has to say. So Out saying you're coming out of corners in first, change to second on the apex. All right, that sounds like a solid plan. And let's try to mimic the variables, apply all the same variables from when we got our top time during a live stream or beginning of the week with the Ferrari. Let's do it just like we did. Throw on the world class time here. See exactly where he takes the Viper. Always nice when you have the exact same car. Yeah, I'd come out of corners, slow corners like that in first out of habit. That works for the 911 because the 911 has a really long first gear. It isn't so bad in the Ferrari, but definitely not a good idea to do so in the Viper. Yeah, that was visually slow, felt slow, was slow. One last try with the Viper, and I will, at least for me, only feel like the right choice definitely is the Ferrari. Let's try it at -5 like Led did and see if that works with our style. I do brake awfully late, so maybe this will help with late braking. I just have to not plan on, I think, doing any trail braking. Turn-in was nice there. Mind you, we're going slower than at the end of a full lap. Oh, Super Doofus, fantastic. Glad you'll be hosting the JCCR lobbies. Oh. A little different style on -5. Super Doofus, if you pick the races in advance, let me know and I'll post it on the channel so that people that want to practice in advance can. I know someone in particular that they would like that. For myself personally, I prefer to just go in like zero experience and just have it be purely based on the racecraft, but for some, they definitely like to be able to practice out a little bit beforehand, and I want to respect people's wishes. So if you do pick him in advance, let me know, and I will post it to the channel. And Super Doofus does, for this weekend, does 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern Time work for you, buddy? Okay, so 1:45 after a few laps of trying it out. And okay, so Philness GT will be hosting. Okay, well, that's good. Let's not fight here. Oh, I missed it. Sorry, Philness. Yes, Saturday morning you'll be hosting. That is fantastic. Philness, I will be there 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That is actually perfect for me. So I'm really quite happy with that outcome. So let's try it out here. Change car. Actually, let's go with consistency and see if our most consistent car, are we better off with the most consistent car? And I think I just signed up for the race, which was not the goal. Let's see here. Try to follow the Viper with a 911. Can the 911 keep up if this is your car? I think the Toyota Supra certainly can. Toyota Supra, it's got the right balance. The weight in all the right places. Whereas the 911 is a little different. The weight isn't up top. I'm built with a heavy top and a light bottom. Well, this is all about that bottom weight. All right, where's that ghost? I guess we forgot to load him. Oh, no, there he is. Have a 911 in the real world, and I can tell you it is, of the 80 or so cars, over 80 cars I've owned, by far my favorite to go through the bendies with. Also drove an Audi R8, but didn't drive it hard enough to really be able to make a comment on its handling. Transmission was lightning fast. The paddle shift transmission. Ooh. Transmission off the Lamborghini, and it is wildly fast. Out, thank you very much. Hoping to get there fast, but I'm gonna have to get back to nailing Sardinia the way we're getting into it the last 2 nights. Alright, little comparison test. I think that means we're running about a 145. Love how the 911 sticks it when you're putting power pedal to the metal coming out of turns. I guess it comes down to find a car that you enjoy the feeling, you know you can really expect and predict how it's going to behave, and then just stick it through the course tracks that it's not top tier. And for, of course, A drivers, well, they can drive everything quite well. That's a different story for them. All right, try to get a... Oh, thank you very much, Out. Really appreciate it. Have a great night. Thank you so much for making it in. And thank you for wishing us luck on our journey to be, or not to be. What a bad joke. A dad joker. Dad joke, or anyone who's seen a poorly performed Shakespearean play. Well, one play in particular. Yeah. My face was all about knowing that I had messed up a wee bit there. Ah, the 911, just wonderful feeling to this drive. This car just drives so well, but if I'm going to be a full second behind my Ferrari time, got to suck it up and drive. Those Italian cars, ridiculous Ferraris, where everything just costs way more than it should, to like a frustrating, illogical point. It's just pure highway robbery. Thank you very much, LG. I'll try to put myself in that mindset. I've just got to get faster lap times here to get into B. All right, so that's going to be it for tonight. That's the effort. We just got to get back and not get punted off the track. We're in 4th, and we needed to pick up a few top 5 positions. Tonight, we're close. The other night, we had a lot of B racers up there, up in our grill, unsafe B racers, and we survived, and we got top 5s. But hopefully, we'll be back into that business, the B business, the business class. Hopefully, we can be racing with a few of them. Again, perform well 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row, and then we'll be in B. So we're not that far off. B is fun. It's the business class. When we get there, we'll say a good old bravo. Philness GT, enjoy your supper. Right now, we're going back into the D class as we back out of here. But thank you so much for watching, folks. Blessed to have you along for the journey of learning and growth. So if learning and growing sounds good to you, whether you're a much better driver, which is probably the case, you can be here coaching and mentoring, as we've had from Philness, Devin, Super Doofus, a lot of great drivers coming in and giving some coaching advice. Sometimes it's just about also remembering some of those tips and tricks. So I wish you all more cars and more power. Hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car that you love sometime real soon. And if it's not in the real world, that's okay. We got a few interesting cars over on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews that were long-term testing, like the 2017 Shelby GT350 with its flat plane crank V8. But this is still my favorite way to drive. Thanks for being along for the journey, folks. Really appreciate it. Godspeed, everyone. Take care. Have a good week. And, remember, from racing, persistence and perseverance is key in all life's endeavors. Don't give up, folks. Keep on working hard. Keep on trying. Stay positive. And remember, kindness is always free.